Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Just Our Opinion. This is our 36th episode that we've done since we started the program. Appreciate you watching. It seems like every week we just get more and more people excited about the show, and that's what we want. We want you to be as excited as we are about doing it. Next week, when we do one next week, you'll want to tune in. That will be our 1 year anniversary. We started last year on July the 1st of 2019, and so next week will be our one year anniversary. So I hope you'll tune in for that. But I'm proud you're watching today. I want to talk just for a minute about last week. Last week was a great show. We had the Brewer High School FFA string band on. We had over 13,600 views. And we set a record. We had 47 shares. We were shared 47 times and had something like 122 likes on there. So thank you for supporting those young people and sharing the show and letting more people see it. I mean, they've done a great job, but with your help, we get the word out and let people know really what's going on. And so I appreciate that. Before we go much further, I would like to thank our sponsor this week. It's Rock, Paper, Scissors in Summerville, Alabama. It's a hair salon, and Patty Brown is our sponsor from Rock, Paper, Scissors. And if you would like to have an appointment, get your hair cut, if you're in North Alabama, anywhere, it's worth the drive. Her number is 256-303-0814. 256-303-0814. Patty Brown at Rock, Paper, Scissors. Thanks for sponsoring us. And if you would like to be a sponsor for our show, just send us a message and we'll give you the details on it. I talk a lot about our stuff on the farm. We love our cows, love our chickens. We say that all the time. We just do. This past week, the son-in-laws, all three of them was actually here. We got out and worked on a pasture and made our cows another 4-acre pasture to get in. So we was all excited about it, and so I went down to open the fence to let them in. Well, let me tell you, before we got there, we got fly tags. Anybody that has cows knows that this time of year flies are terrible. I mean, they're terrible. So we put the orange tags in there. We've been doing that for several years and always worked great. We never have a problem with flies because of the tags. Well, I don't know what it is this year. We've got them all tagged and stuff, but they still have bad flies this year. I don't know if we got a bad batch or what, but and this, we got a bunch of them, so it's hard to get them up and re-tag them. So we come up with a new thing that we thought we'd do this year. It's not new to farmers. All you farmers out there have been doing it for years, but we went and bought a back rub that you put the chemicals on and stuff, and you let the cows walk under them, and it gets that chemicals, oil and stuff on their back, and the flies won't get on. And so our cows don't know what that is. So anyway, we got this strung up over the new fence. So I go down this morning to open the new pasture to let the cows in. And guess what? I go in and the cows won't go under the back rub. Of all the things, we've worked all weekend getting this fence ready, but they wouldn't come under. Now, like I say, our cows have never had one of those. They've always had the ear tags and kind of like pets. Most of ours you can walk up to and rub. So we had to lure them. My son-in-law come and got a sack of feed and poured a whole sack up around on the ground finally we got 2 or 3 that come on under for that feed. Well, we've got 37. And so, if you get 2 or 3 across, you still got a bunch. It ain't. They just wouldn't do it. So we messed with them for probably 20 minutes trying to get them to come on. I even tried to herd them in. They just wouldn't do it. So I come back to the house and I told Regina, I said, I just don't know what's wrong with them cows. They got all that good grass they could be eating, but they won't go under that. So I stayed in the house about 15 minutes or so, and I said, I just can't leave it that way. So I went back way down to the pasture where the cows was, and I called and I clapped. Our cows is like I said, they think they dogs. I can clap and they'll come running. So finally, after probably 7 or 8 minutes standing there hollering and saying, "Come on, girls," and clapping, they started coming through. Had a couple come through, then the bull come through, and then they all started coming, except about 8 babies, and they wouldn't come. I've got cows right now. This happened this morning. I've still got probably 6 or 7 that just won't go under that back rub, and so I'm thinking maybe surely their mama will come back. They're not babies. That's having a nurse. These are some older calves. They still hang out with their mama some, but I figure she'll come back and get them. But they're not going to be damaged if they don't. They just scared of them. The little back rub. That's neat. I've just never seen one scared of that. But there again, we hadn't seen one in years. The fly tags always work. And we had another great thing. I thought it was great yesterday. My grandson Trip had a cow that I think his name's Feather. He names them just like Regina names ours. Was due any day. We just knew. So when I went out yesterday afternoon to just kind of check on them, I do that every afternoon nearly. It looked like she was ready to have her a baby. In fact, my son-in-law Trip's daddy had already told me he thought just any day. So when I was walking back through the pasture, getting ready to come to the house, she went over and laid down, and I could tell she was fixing to have her a baby. So I get on the phone real quick, and I call my wife. I call Regina because she has always wanted to see one be born. Now I've seen a few, but she had always wanted to. And then I called my son-in-law and said, "Tell the grandkids that these calves fixed to be born." So he did. And here comes the 2 grandkids, Trip, which is the owner of the cow, and then his brother Chance. They come, and we all 4 got to stand there and watch that calf be born. Now that's amazing to see life come into the world. Even though it's a cow, but it's just amazing because those 2 grandkids had never seen that before, and neither had my wife. And she was a nurse for probably 25 years, but she didn't work in the baby department. So she never got to see that. But I will say this, she was actually there for the birth of her 2 daughters. So, but back then they kind of knocked you out, so she probably don't remember a lot what went on there. But never seen the cows, and so she got to see that, and they did too, and it's just amazing. Little calf's doing good. Little boy calf, little girl calf. I'm sorry, little girl calf. Trip has been real lucky in all of his calves. Every one of them's been girls. And I can't remember what he named this one. Seemed like it was Angel or something, but I can't. Abby. He named it Abby. Pretty little calf, little Charolais Hereford mix. But that was neat just to watch all that happen, and experience that. It's kind of like going to school, except doing it here at home. I guess you'd call it homeschooling, wouldn't you? But anyway, another thing I noticed today that Paris Jackson, that's the daughter of Michael Jackson, has released her first. It's not an album because it didn't have enough songs on it. It's EP, extra player or something like it. What that EP stands for. But anyway. It's only got 5 songs on it, but she formed a group with her boyfriend, and his name is Gabriel Glenn. Now I'm not real good at names, but I think I would have named it Glenn Gabriel. But anyway, it's Gabriel Glenn, and it's 5 songs, and they're more of a folksy like songs. She didn't take after her daddy and do the swirling and dancing and stuff. Now if you watch Michael Jackson at a concert, I don't know, his daughter's probably gonna be good as she gets into it, but her music's too slow for Michael. Now I like Michael Jackson's songs, especially the older songs that you can get up and dance to and just have fun to. And in fact, me and my granddaughter done a little dancing this weekend with Michael Jackson. My wife, that's what she got me for Father's Day was one of the old record players, except it's new, but it's kind of plays the records, and it's bought me the Thriller album. So me and Ellie, my granddaughter, we just got up there Sunday night and just danced for Well, every song that's on there, probably 12, 16, whatever it is. We just had a time. But now Paris is not quite as active as her daddy. It was real slow, and I tried to listen to several of them, and it's maybe she'll make it, maybe this just a start. Like I said, it's just 5 songs on it, but with the last name Jackson, who knows? Maybe a bestseller. Something that's fixing to come up next week, June the 30th through July the 2nd. It's going to be Army National Hiring Days. Army National Hiring Day. The Army plans to try to push and recruit 10,000 new hires or new soldiers during those 3-day period. Now that's going on all across the United States. So you think, well, that's a lot of people, but maybe it ain't. There's 50 states to choose from, and then a couple territories and stuff. But June the 30th through July the 2nd, during that 3-day period, they're wanting to hire 10,000 new recruits. Let's help them out. If you know anybody between 17 and 25 that really just needs a career, needs something to do with their life, and can't decide what they want to do, let's encourage them to sign up. The Army has great benefits, and there's over 150 careers that you can choose from. And I mean, you serve a few years, they send you to college, they help you out. But that's something that we need to try to help the Army do that. If you know anybody between the ages of 17 and 25 that's really not sure what they want to do, but might consider that, tell them to go online to www.goarmy.com/hiring days. Now, some of you worry about that forward and backward slash. If it goes forward, leans forward, it's called forward slash. Now, I'm not real good at all that. I actually had to look that up. I've heard about backwards and forward slashes, but www.goarmy.com/hiring days. Let's help the Army out. Let's try to get those 10,000 hires. It'd be nice if we get 20,000. Well, I noticed today, and you may have already noticed it, that Major League Baseball is fixing to start up. They expect the season to start either July the 23rd or July the 21st. The players are going to report to training camps July the 1st, which that's just next week. Going to have a few weeks of training before the season starts. Only going to be 60 games this year, though. Normally it's 162 games. So if they start in late March or early April and go all the way through late September or early October. But baseball, hey, we need a good baseball season. We need, being only 60 games like that. Now, those of y'all people from the South know that the Braves usually start out real good. So if there's only 60 games instead of 162, hey, they may be leading their division for a while. And like I say, that's 60 games to go by quick. I think they're going to play mostly just in their division to keep from traveling a whole lot. But it'll be interesting to see how this goes. The stands, they hadn't decided how they're going to let people sit. But a lot of those seats are kind of scattered out anyway, unless you get in the cheap ones. And, that's usually where I ended up, within the cheap seats. And we did actually get to sit down behind the dugout there a few times. But anyway, I'm 60 games instead of 162. Now, go ahead and buy your sports gear, get ready, get your hat, get your tickets, because with only 60 games, it may be hard to get tickets because people are going to want to go. I mean, we didn't have really no basketball season, and we did people just sitting there waiting on something to go see. So get your tickets on that. Well, that's winding down. I don't have anything on this next page, so I can't talk about nothing else there. I do want to thank you again for tuning in, and I want to thank Patty Brown at Rock Paper Scissors for being our sponsor again. Like I say, if you need a haircut and you live in North Alabama, give her a call, 256-303-0814. Like I said, and if you would like to sponsor our show, send us a message on here, and we'll give you the details. Give us a number or some way to call you. We'd be glad to discuss it with you. We want to continue to let this show go. Like I say, it goes all across the state. And like I say, last week we had over 13,600. A few weeks ago we had over 15,000 viewers. And so, it just keeps getting better, but it's getting better because of you. Thank you again for watching. And like I say, you don't want to miss next week. It's coming up. It's going to be our 1-year anniversary. I know you're going to want to watch it. But thank you again for all your support. Share this thing with your family, your friends, even people you don't like. Just share it. We had 47 last week. Let's see if we can get 60 this week. But thank you again. And look, we've said a lot of stuff here today. But, everything I've said, it's just my opinion.